Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Shooting the with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today I want to know, in your opinion, what is the worst infringement on the Second Amendment that we face today? What is the worst law or requirement or ban or whatever? What one do you think puts the most burden on you or other gun owners? Which one do you wish would just go away? And for me, it's really hard to say because there's so many bad infringements. But I think the most dangerous infringement, and the infringement that does nothing but put gun owners at risk, give the government too much knowledge, etc., is the 4473. I think the 4473 should go away. You shouldn't have to pass a background check to buy a gun. If you're a free person, you should be able to buy a gun. And the government shouldn't know what you got or when you got it. And they shouldn't know who you transfer it to or any of that other stuff. So the 4473, simply to me, is the worst infringement on our rights because it's how they build a list of who has what. And it's also, it condones the idea that you have to be approved for your right to exercise your right. That you as a free citizen, you can't have that right till you prove you can have it. And I don't like that concept from the very beginning. So when you add it to, like I said, the list making potential, I don't like the 4473s at all. Remember in Red Dawn, when the first thing they do is seize the 4473s so that they know who to round up and shoot in town because they've got weapons? Yeah, that's what we want. Think our government can't do the same thing? They're almost as smart as the actors in Red Dawn. But with there, I've got you started, so let's go over and see what other people have to say, if they agree or disagree. Assault weapons ban and ban on gun ownership in folks with history of felony conviction. I don't like either of those either. I don't like banning any certain type of gun, and I don't like saying that people who have served their time in prison are somehow lesser citizens. Give them their rights back. Excuse me. Sean Bain said red flag laws. Yes, red flag laws are very dangerous because that gives just pretty much anybody the right to flag you as unsafe. And then once you're flagged as unsafe, they can take your guns. And apparently it's like, they say, they love supposedly to say that it's just temporary. Yeah, go through the process and see how temporary it is. Practical Bacon, he agreed with me. He said the 4473. I agree. I think that's the worst violation of our infringement on our rights right now. Motor Acer Chris said GCA, the Gun Control Act of 1968, need for FFL. Yep, I don't like that at all. I agree, that's bad. That Gun Control Act 1968. I mean, I guess when I was one, I could have bought a gun much easier, because it had been 67. Felice Shanice says NFA, SBR, SBS. The restrictions on SBRs and SBSs. Yes, I agree with that too, because it doesn't even make sense. It's like, yeah, this is safe, but oh no, you made the barrel too short. There's no safe now. You're going to hide it under a trench coat. Like I wasn't going to do that if I like right now, if I was like, I'm going to go commit a major crime. If only I could make my barrel shorter on my AR, or if only I could saw off my shotgun. I can't do it, so I can't go commit the major crime. It doesn't make sense. We're going to prevent people from doing illegal stuff by making normal stuff illegal, and if they can't do that, then they won't do the really illegal stuff. It just doesn't make sense. Mikey D said all of them at the moment, assault weapons ban and mag bans. Yes, I don't like mag bans. I don't like assault weapons bans. And one of the more dangerous ones, I think, that I didn't add into my thing is I think waiting periods can cost people their lives. I don't like them. And speaking of which, right after I say that, Johnny Mandrick says waiting periods. And I agree. I should have waited until I read his, and then I could have just agreed with him. Yeah, I agree, because I think they cost lives. I've seen multiple instances of people who went to buy a gun, and during their waiting period, they were killed by their crazy ex or whatever. So no, I don't like waiting periods. Cooling off period. Well, what about you just defending yourself against someone who's hot? They probably already has a gun or already has two hands that they can kill you with. I don't like the goddamn waiting periods. Felice Shanice, politicians not honoring their oath to protect and defend the Constitution. Well, I don't know if that's a direct infringement, but I understand what you're saying. It does make it pretty close. I mean, pretty bad when they don't do that. And so far, none of them do it, even the ones that are the most pro-gun. There might be one or two that actually votes the way they talk. But here's the thing. If there was enough other people that it was actually going to happen, they probably wouldn't vote the way they talk. They only vote the way they talk because they feel safe that's going to pass. It's kind of like when there's certain Republican senators that will never vote for tax breaks. But they only never vote for tax breaks when they know there's enough votes to pass it. So it's theater, political theater, and they don't support gun rights. George Powell says, waiting periods, denying the right to protect yourself. Yes, exactly like we covered already once. Officer Tater Hater, not infringement, but leather munching perps refuse to keep their mouths shut when interacting with the popo. Well, that's not a gun right infringement. That's just surrendering your own rights because you were dumb enough to talk to the police. When that New Year's Eve thing, I was like, there's no details I can give you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just can't tell you nothing. Trailers looking for full trailers. Worst infringement is denying people the right to conceal carry and having firearms for self-defense at home. Well, yeah, that's really bad. That's why every state should have to allow you to constitutional carry. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a big fan of constitutional carry. I don't like having to get a permit to carry. It's just like doing a 4473. They're like, okay, that person owns guns. Mad Dog says, YouTube sucks. It won't let me say what rights are infringed ones. Some I am going to say, so I am going to say all. I guess that's one way to deal with that. All of them are bad. They all are bad. They're just bad to different degrees. None of them are good. I can't think of any good ones. Let's see. All right. Ghost Shadow. We got two more people weighing in here than we will be finished. Ghost Shadow says, worst 2A infringement is the NFA. Yes, the NFA is a horrible one. It needs to go away. The entire Gun Control Act, 1968, NFA, all that needs to go bye-bye. It was ill-informed racial bullshit anyway. And then finally, we got Mr. Furley saying waiting periods, especially if you already own a gun. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Like I got a carry permit. I have to go in and have a 10-day waiting period on a gun. That's not really saving anybody anything. That's just putting a burden on gun retailers, gun shops. It's so clear that that's their goal, just to burden the gun shops. So, yeah, those are awful. And most of the infringements are designed these days to put retailers, manufacturers, distributors out of business because they know they're having a hard time going after your actual rights. So they're going after the source of the product. So you see a lot of that. But that's it for us today. I want to thank everybody for coming. Everybody that participated, everyone kept the chat rolling, everybody that helped support the programs we run. It's all appreciated. How about you people out there in YouTube? What do you think is the worst infringement on our gun rights? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you want to weigh in on one of these topics in person, come to one of our live chats. We do them every day at 6 p.m. And if you want to help support this channel, go on over to my website, tympistolproject.com. From there, you can either order merchandise. There's a link to my Shopify page, or you can become a Subscribe Star supporter or a Patreon supporter or make a one-time donation to one of our charities. So feel free to go over, help support the channel, help us fight back against YouTube's anti-gun bias. Also, speaking of anti-gun bias, this is a restricted channel. So make sure you are subscribed and make sure you turn on all notifications so that you might be notified when we go live or put up a video, etc. You can do that right here under this video, or you can go over to my YouTube channel page, which I'll link in the upper corner with the TYMP link. Go over, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for everything you do for the channel. I'll see everybody again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.